knowing the time that I feel compared to 10 years ago when I made that announcement. And boy, I'm glad I reneged on that 10 years because I've added to my legacy even further, and no one is complaining. But really, to answer the question fully is like, my thing is, the right time is not because of lack of speed, lack of this or that, far as 10, 15 years ago. But when you see that now that I'm doing it based on the level of age and the level of almost 3 decades, that's one of the reasons I'm really key to not only winning the fight, but making it the final one. Because after that, it becomes reaching. And when you fight off just reaching, there's nothing else behind that to be able to motivate me to be on point the way I've been in the last, I guess, 7-8 weeks.
But do you need to be on point anymore now? I mean, you're a guy that is...
You always need to be on point. You always need to be on a point. If you in law enforcement, you got 28 years in, and that last year that you ready to retire, you relax, you get killed because you forgot one important rule: protect yourself at all times.
It's less about being in the ring, I'm asking. It's more about you've already proven yourself as a storied fighter. Now at 51 years old to come back and to want to fight, some people may even see it sort of as an identity crisis. What do you say to people with that mindset?
Well, I would say that they might look at it as I've done just about everything, but I'm smart enough to know I didn't do just about everything, or I wouldn't be doing it. I think people's opinion is well taken on how they think, but that's why we don't have a lot of people that's me and a lot of people that's brilliant other people, whether I'm brilliant or not, because they put themselves in a bubble. They put themselves in a situation where they don't challenge themselves. This is a challenge to me because I know that everybody here has been reminded by age somewhere down the line in their life, good or bad. And so, to me, as I made my entrance, I like to recognize it, because it exists whether I like it or not. Well, to understand that the rules don't apply to everyone. And that's key. If one headline today would be written somewhere, rules don't apply to everyone. And that can go a long way in debates and discovery, and it can get nasty, that term, and it can get educational, it can get positive. But that rule that I've been defining, and I don't look at it as others as Russian roulette, rolling the dice. I look at it as I'm one of those exceptions to the rules.
You think that's your greatest legacy?
I think my greatest legacy is that I came, I proved, and I showed that my legacy was always based on what they say I couldn't do. So everything that I've done is my legacy. Everything that I've accomplished is my legacy. There's not one particular fight, including 2001, including 2006, including with Tarver, including the 20 defenses, including Kelly Pavlik, including even December 17th. There are so many ingredients to the recipe of Bernard Hopkins that it will be a long, long debate, not about whether he belongs or not. I'm not talking about the Hall of Fame. I was a shoo-in 10 years ago. We know that. But of all time, as the world stands, what number of 1 to 10, not 1 to 20, not 1 to 100, that the debate will be in numbers.
What was the thought process in picking Chelsea?
The thought process?
Yeah, how did you come to...
There's no thought process, it was pain process. 25, 26 wins with 20-something knockouts. That's the guy I want to fight.
Bernard, what do you want to do after boxing? You want to have the documentary?
Where you been?
Well,
Where the hell you been? Did you know? Yeah, you my guy.
No. I've been talking.
How much time we got in? Honestly.
Well,
No, honestly, just take a guess. How many numbers we got in? Double digits, right? Double digits, me and you, right?
Do you want to copy everything I do?
Yes. I'm glad you are right. Don't go nowhere, please. Let me tell you something. What I want to do after I'm done this, you haven't been paying attention all these years, Joe.
Yeah.
For someone, and that's my guy, to ask Bernard Hopkins, first of all, you know I'm going to be talking somewhere. Right? First of all, let's clear that up. I'm going to be talking, right? God willing. Second of all, I'm trying to deal with HBO, and I will be color commentating.
okay.
So I will make sure I keep the face, right, and still be me, out of the way of punches, right? Because I got to be on camera. Then second, right, with Johan and Johan Company and Johan's relationship in the city of the youth and the city of with young fighters every day come in this gym, right? Even 4 or 5-year-olds, my son, to help support and bring the brand back up. And the brand back is the brand of the city of Philadelphia fighters. We've been lost in the shuffle for a minute. We had some sparks here, some sparks there, and I've been keeping it alive. And then we got the Jesse Arts, the Danny Garcia, and a lot of the little ones you don't even know yet, right? It's coming out of this gym here, Johan's gym. And so that's part of my humanitarian things I'm going to be doing. But then you got to look at the Golden Boy promotion, as you know, over 15 or maybe 12 years now. And my personal business stuff that I do in the city of Philadelphia, being productive in the city, with Mayor Kenny, who I was with 2 hours ago at 26th and Master at the Recreation Center, where they just got a grant for $500,000 to renovate that facility that I came through when I was 9 years old. It's called the ABC Gym, right? That you've been there many times.
26th Street. Yep.
26th Street. So my plate is full. If you're worried about Bernard Hopkins being bored, this man behind me, named Johan, Senior, is not going to let me be bored. There's so much to do.
So you're going to be busy, but how much will you miss it? You're going to have to miss it. Or are you just ready?
Nobody missed getting hit and getting punched.
How about hitting people?
No, I hit the bag. See, one thing about hitting that bag, I can hit it and make all the noise and scream, and it don't hit back.
Hey Bernard, Roy Jones has some of the similar things that you talked about. You're going to be doing
Thanks, Jeff.
after boxing. He can't seem to quit. What if you look phenomenal? How are you going to not have the urge to get in that ring, especially if the money is there?
No, because let me tell you something. Like, it's going to take me to do something really stupid or invest in something like winning the next alien that's going to hit the planet and dump all my money on it, like one shot, to be in position to say I got to go in there for that, M-O-N-E-Y. But you can't compare Roy Jones to Bernard Hopkins. He started off fast. He started off popular than me, and we are friends. But always remember, it ain't how you start. You ever thought, being a college guy or a college grad, that a guy who didn't go to high school, that come out of the penitentiary in '88 after doing 5 years and walked off every 9 years of parole without a parking ticket, sitting here intelligent talking to you? Could you ever imagine that just because you started off one way, don't mean that the ending of the book has to be the way you started. Most people remember the end of the book more than the beginning and the middle. To make them talk about the book, they must have a memory of the ending. I am the ending of my book. And here, the other stuff that you wondering what I'm gonna be doing afterwards, if you don't live on this planet, you wouldn't know. But every time you turn your TV on and you see a major boxing match, who's doing a breakdown? Who's doing a perfect execution of that HBO took a segment and formed it around me when I broke down the Andre Ward and the Sergey Kovalev fight about the matador and the bull, right? Who come up with that phrase? Who come up with the phrase of Canelo versus Cotto in that breakdown on style, on positioning? I'm glad that I always was multitask and not just being one-dimensional. Roy Jones was one-dimensional. And when that one thing left him, a mediocre fighter knocked him out. How deep is that?
Yeah, that's deep.
But when you are multitask and you don't rely on just one thing that can make you great now, don't get me wrong, but how great for long?
Do you think Roy Jones should retire after this year? Or?
That's his business. How would I be asking a question like that what a man should do? That's not intelligence. But intelligence will handle you like I just did.
Bernard, why'd you make the change? Bernard, why'd you make the change at trainer? Why? What was wrong with Nazim?
You just gotta ask him. You talk to him?
No.
He said, I don't want to pit his. You talk to him, he'll tell you.
So was it not your choice?
That wasn't your call?
Well, it wouldn't have been in my call if I had somebody with me that wasn't in shape to go and pick the task. You know, I remember when Nazim had a stroke. Dan, you remember that, right? When he had the diaper on and we went to the hospital. And I knew that he wasn't in position to do it, but even though he didn't train, he was out, but he was still there. You could say not in spirit, but in person. And John David Jackson, who I've been known since he was champion, I was John David's sparring partner. And then John David Jackson became what? One of my trainers at one time for, I guess, 7 fights. I always kept insurance in the business of boxing and the business of life, just in case you get into that accident down the street. I use the word that the referee uses that I use in life. You protect yourself at all times. And as a shrewd businessman, as a smart businessman, as a person that, and I call myself that, you always gotta have your back covered just in case something happened, whether it's health, whether it's don't agree, disagree, whatever it is. This is a message that I hope don't be cut out nowhere, that young fighters and people alike will say, you know what, I didn't even think of that. Because if you don't do that, you'll become news to y'all. See, to me it ain't no news because Joe Santaguino, not often, he's seen changes here and there. And whether he agreed or disagreed, if Bernard made that move, knowing how he calculated everything, it was a reason. And so now as we make history, not about rest of his soul, his pieces, Bowie Fischer or Nazim or anybody else, this ain't about none of them. My great trainers. What it's about is the final one. It's about, let's see how he delivered The young, strong Irish kid from Long Island who can punch. Let's see. Then either we can be two things. We're dealing with human nature for some. You can be motivated, energized. I'm gonna walk, I'm gonna watch what I eat, I'm gonna watch what I do. I'm just gonna watch everything for me because I'm inspired by this guy. Or we can be jealous, angry, upset. It's because you're looking at a guy that did 52 less than 60 days with a body like a 25-year-old. His face, I think and want to believe, don't look like he got almost 60 fights. I mean, I would like to ask people, without picking on nobody, honestly, between me and you in the corner, like really, I'm not going to get mad, how do you really feel about yourself? That's not poking, that's just saying like, are you really happy with yourself? Are you really happy with what you became in life? Did you reach your full potential like I've done many times? Where I've done it so many times, they're saying, why do you keep fulfilling your full potential? You hear mindset? Why do you keep doing it? You're killing it. Because they haven't reached one yet. And I'm saying, you know what it is? That's sad. In a way, I really feel for them. Not to the point where I lose focus, but I feel for them only one reason. It's because the majority of the population want something handed to them. And when they see or hear or witness something great or different, they're blinded by their own selfishness and their own spitefulness. So this ain't only because of me. This came way before my time of living on this earth. This happened in BC time. Because there's always one or two come amongst the people and you recognize. Some say Jesus, some say Yahweh, some say Prophet Muhammad. There's always somebody, some say Noah, who's this crazy old man trying to get all these animals together. They laughed at it. You know how many times they laughed at me when I had these long speeches that I'm having now? The problem why I'm retiring, to go back to that question 20 minutes ago, nobody's laughing at me anymore.
That's true.
And that laughing made me motivated. So when they stop laughing, as you said, and tell you how my brain works, how do I know it's time? I can't find nobody to laugh no more.
Bernard, can you talk about your opponent?
I can't find nobody to laugh no more.